A few nights ago, something terrifying happened to me, and I can't stop thinking about it. If anyone has had a similar experience, please let me know. I need to know I'm not alone. It started like any other night. I fell asleep as usual, but at some point I found myself in a strange, semi-lucid dream. You know, the kind where you're aware you're dreaming, but still don't have full control over it. It wasn't anything extraordinary at first, just a regular dream. Then suddenly, I woke up, or at least I thought I did. Everything seemed normal at first. My friend Connor was sitting at my desk, playing on my computer right beside my bed. That wasn't unusual. Connor and I have this thing where I'll call him over late at night if I'm feeling restless, or just want company, and sometimes he'll let himself in while I'm already asleep. Sometimes he wakes me up, sometimes he doesn't. So seeing him there didn't strike me as odd. The room looked exactly as it always did. Small, a little cramped, but familiar. Connor turned around and started talking to me. I don't remember what we talked about, just that it was casual. Nothing strange. But then, out of nowhere, this wave of unease hit me. It wasn't gradual, it was sudden and overwhelming. Something was wrong, deeply wrong. It's hard to describe, but it was this primal kind of fear. Like every fiber of my being was screaming at me to run or hide. Without even thinking, I asked him a question, almost like the words were my own. This isn't real, is it? Connor froze for a second. Then he smiled, but it wasn't a normal smile. It wasn't human. His lips stretched too far, and his teeth, they didn't look right. It was grotesque, unnatural, and so wrong. I woke up, actually woke up this time, gasping for air, my heart pounding. But the fear didn't leave me. It clung to me like a shadow. Then I heard it, breathing. It was coming from the exact spot where Connor had been sitting in my dream. But this time, it was closer, much closer. I was lying on my stomach, my face turned toward that spot, and I could feel it. Something was there, watching me. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. It wasn't like being in a nightmare where you're paralyzed. My body physically wouldn't let me scream because I was so terrified. I stayed frozen, unable to move for what felt like an eternity. In reality, it was probably 30 seconds, but it was the longest 30 seconds of my life. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the breathing stopped. I stayed there trembling for several minutes before I finally managed to move. My hand shot out to turn on the lamp on my nightstand. The room was exactly as it had been before I fell asleep. The door was closed, nothing moved, everything looked normal. But it wasn't. That was one of the most horrifying moments of my life, and I still don't fully understand what happened. Was it sleep paralysis, a lingering dream, or something else entirely?